Hello friends, welcome to a new session on Python programming offered by Sifting Bytes Academy. If you are new to this channel, my name is Venu. In this video, we will learn how to install Python 3 on Ubuntu Desktop Operating System. It is one of the most popular Linux-based operating system. And like most of the Linux distributions, Ubuntu also comes with Python pre-installed. In fact, latest Ubuntu systems come with Python 3. So, if you are using an Ubuntu version that is recent than Ubuntu 20.04, then you are good to go. You don't need to install Python and you can skip this video. As Ubuntu 20.04 is the first LTS version of Ubuntu to drop Python 2 completely. It comes fresh out of the box with just Python 3. Python 3.8.5 to be more precise. For example, I have Ubuntu 22.04 version in my system. It is the latest one when recording this video. It comes with Python 3.10.4 out of the box. To verify the same, click on one of these icons in the system menu at the top. And from the drop-down, select Settings. That should open up the About page, which lists basic information about the system. In there, we can see the OS version details under OS name. It's Ubuntu 22.04 64-bit version. Now let's open up the CLI, the command line interface, by using a keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Alt+T. That opens up the terminal. Command line interface in a Linux-based system is commonly referred to as the terminal. Some also call it console. Now to check the version of Python 3 that comes pre-installed with the operating system, type in the command python 3 space -- version and hit enter. It should display the full version number. Now remember, this is the version of Python that the operating system depends on. So it's never a good idea to tinker with this one. We should not upgrade it or remove it manually. And since version 3.10.4 is a pretty recent version of Python, we should be good to go with it. We don't need to do anything else. I can just start writing Python programs and I can use this Python software that I already have in my system to run my Python programs. But for those who are using an older version of Ubuntu, say older than 20.04, then you may consider installing the latest version of Python 3. And that's what we will do in this video. Please pause the video here and take a moment to read through the description of the video before you proceed further. In there, you can find all the commands used in the video if you are just looking for a quick setup. Though I strongly recommend you to watch the complete video. I hope you find it interesting and informative. Let's get started. Welcome back. Here I have a brand new installation of Ubuntu 18.04 LTS version. It also ships with Python 3 out of the box pre-installed. Let's fire up a brand new session of the terminal. There are several ways to do it. The simplest way is to use a keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Alt+T. That should open up the terminal directly. Alternatively, we can also hit the Show Applications button at the bottom left and select a terminal application from the bunch of applications that show up. Well, if it doesn't show up, we can type in terminal in the search box here and it will show up. From here, we can select it and that should open up a new terminal for us. But it's best if we right click on the terminal application icon and select Add to Favorites from the drop-down list. That should hook it up to the desktop dock. And from here on, we can just click on the terminal icon that's in the desktop dock to open up a new terminal. Now let's first check what version of Ubuntu is running on our machine. We have already seen how to do it using a graphical user interface. Let's do it using the terminal this time. One of the best way to do that is by using the command lsb_release space -a and hit enter. It displays the Linux standard base information about the Linux distribution. The Ubuntu version is shown in the description line. As we can see from the output, my system has Ubuntu 18.04 LTS 64-bit version. And just for your information, LTS stands for long-term support. As it's in the name, LTS versions are supported for a longer duration of 5 years on both desktop and server, whereas other standard releases are supported for about 9 months. Now coming back to the main topic at hand, let's check the Python version that come out of the box with Ubuntu 18.04 LTS version. To clear up the screen, type in clear and hit enter. Now to check the Python 3 version, type in the command python 3 space -- version and hit enter. That should give us the full version number of the existing Python 3 version. 3 being the major version number, 6 is the minor version number, and 9 is the patch version number. Since we now know the minor version number, we can also type in python 3.6 space -- version and hit enter. That also works. But remember, typing in just python space -- version doesn't work. At least it doesn't work by default. We can always configure it the way we want and make it work. But in this video, we won't do it. We will just leave it the way it is. Clearly, the pre-installed version is pretty old compared to the latest version of Python, which is 3.10.5 when recording this video. Let's install the latest version now. But before we proceed with the installation, there are certain things that we should make a note of. Firstly, we should know what's a Python executable and where is it installed in our system. Secondly, what's a path environment variable and what is its role and significance. We will understand each one of them by taking the example of the default Python version that's already in my system, that is Python 3.6.9. Let's clear up the terminal. Now at the terminal, when we type in Python 3.6 and run it, what's actually happening is, it is invoking the Python interpreter program and a Python terminal opens up as indicated with the 3 > symbols. This is the interactive mode of the Python interpreter. In here, we can type in Python commands and that should work. To quit the Python terminal, to exit from the interactive mode, type in quit command. So, what we are actually running here is the Python executable. Here Python 3.6 is the executable file. It's the actual name of the Python interpreter program. And to find out where it is located in the file system, we can use the which command. Type in which space Python 3.6. That should print the exact location of the executable file. This is where the default Python is installed in the system. In the root directory, there is a user directory. Inside it, in the bin directory, there is a Python 3.6 file, an executable file to be specific. Alternatively, we can also use type command. Type in type space Python 3.6. This is where Python is installed in the system. Let's examine that directory a bit now. To go to the directory, type in the command cd space and the full path of the directory. That should change our current working directory to the user bin directory. In here, type ls space -la command to list out all the files and directories stored in the current working directory. It's a pretty long list. Let's clear up the screen. To list out just the files and folders that start with py, type in the command ls space -la space py and the wildcard character *. Hit enter. In here, we can see the file python 3.6. And python 3 is an alias to python 3.6. That means python 3 is a link that is pointing to the file python 3.6. And that's why both python 3.6 - version and python 3 - version print out the same version number of Python. Since the present working directory is same as the one in which we have the Python executable file python 3.6, we can invoke it directly by using just the file name. Just type in python 3.6 and that should invoke the Python interpreter application. We can also do it by typing in just the python 3, as it is a link pointing to the same Python interpreter application. The operating system checks for the file in the current working directory and if found, invokes it. Now let's try it out by going to a different directory. For instance, let's go back to the user's home directory. Type in cd, hit enter, and that should take us to the home directory. From in here, we shouldn't be able to invoke the Python interpreter by using just the file name because it's not in the present working directory. But it works. It works because the operating system first looks for the file python 3.6 in the current working directory, and if not found, then it continues to look in all the directories listed in the environment variable called path. To check out that list, type in echo space $path and hit enter. In here, we can see a list of directories separated by colon. Let's copy and save them in a text file. We will format them by putting each directory in a new line, but in the same order. This is the list of directories in which the operating system will look in the same order for the file python 3.6. Since the Python's home directory user bin, which is the directory in which the Python executable is installed, is in the list, it invokes it from there. So, by setting the Python's home directory in the path environment variable, we will be able to invoke the Python interpreter from anywhere in the system, just by using the file name directly. Let's summarize what we have explored about the default Python installation that came with Ubuntu by default. Ubuntu Desktop 18.04 LTS version comes with Python 3.6.9 pre-installed. Python 3.6 is the Python's executable file which invokes the Python interpreter. And Python 3 is an alias to the same file. They are located in the directory whose path is root user bin. And by default, this directory location is also stored in the path environment variable. Path environment variable is generally used to store a list of directories in which operating system should check for the executables. We will not touch this default Python and leave it the way it is, mainly because the operating system depends on it and we don't want to mess it up. Now let's install the latest version of Python in our system. It can be done in many ways, but we will explore two popular ways of doing it. First, we will use Ubuntu's default package manager called apt to download and install Python from a repository. It also happens to be the simplest way and also the quickest way to set up Python. Second method is to download the source code of the Python version we want from its official website python.org and then compile it in our system. It's slightly more complex and involves more number of steps than the first method. But with this method, we can get the latest bleeding edge Python version if we want, including the pre-release versions. Let's start with the first method. This process uses the apt package manager, which is the default package manager of Ubuntu. It's already pre-installed. APT stands for Advanced Package Tool. It comes in very handy and simplifies the process of managing softwares on an operating system. We can use apt to install a software from a repository in a consistent manner. It can also be used to upgrade the software and even to remove it from our system. Here we will take a minute to understand how this works. Ubuntu maintains a large online registry of software packages. What it basically means is, Ubuntu team maintains a huge software repository in some remote server or in a cluster of servers. Now we can think of repository as some sort of a centralized data store of various softwares. Softwares are also commonly referred to as packages. So, they just pick up various popular softwares from their official sources, verified and trusted sources, package them and put them in their repository, thereby saving us from all the trouble we need to go through to pick up a genuine copy of the software from over the internet. As you can check out from their website, there are all types of software packages in their repository. It also includes software packages from third parties as well. From in there, we can practically find any software we want to set up in our Ubuntu operating system. For example, in case of Python, the Python software is picked from its official website python.org and stored in one of the repositories of Ubuntu. So, when we use apt package manager to install Python in our system, the Python package is downloaded and installed from this repository. All we need to do is, in the terminal, pass in the command to install the Python package. Switching back to the terminal now, let's start by updating and refreshing the local system repositories list. For that, we need to be logged in either as a root user or with a user account with sudo privileges. I am logged in as a super user, so I can type in sudo space apt space update. Hit enter. Type in the password that you logged in with into your system. We will have to type in the password every time when asked for it. Now that should take a minute or so to finish up. Next step is to install a prerequisite package called software-properties-common. It's a supporting software that gives us a better control of our package manager by letting us add PPA repositories to our local repo list. We will get to PPA in a bit. For now, let's clear up the screen and type in sudo space apt space install space and the package name that we want to install, which is software-properties-common. Hit enter, enter Y and hit enter again. That should install it. We will now add the deadsnakes PPA to our system source list. PPA stands for Personal Package Archive. They are third-party repositories, or in short repos, hosted on the server launchpadcontent.net. Deadsnakes is a PPA with newer releases than the default Ubuntu repositories. That is, this PPA contains more recent Python versions packaged for Ubuntu. Let's clear up the terminal. Add the PPA by typing in sudo space add -apt -repository space PPA deadsnakes /PPA and hit enter. The system will prompt you to press enter to continue. Do so and allow it to finish. Refresh the local package lists again by typing in sudo apt update. Now that we added the PPA, we can go ahead and install Python 3.10 by typing in sudo space apt space install space Python 3.10. Enter Y to permit the installation process to continue. That is it. That's all we need to do to set up Python 3.10 in our system. There are relatively fewer steps in this method, but it's dependent on a third party hosting software updates. We may not see new releases as quickly on a third party repository as we can find it in the official Python website. And also there is no guarantee of timely updates in case of security problems or other issues. So please note, we can use this method to set up Python in our development machine, but not in a secure and critical environment like production server. After it's done, we can verify the installation by typing in Python 3.10 space -- version. That should print the Python version we installed just now. And to check the directory in which it is installed, type in which space and the executable file name, which is Python 3.10. It should print the installation directory, which also happens to be the same directory where the default Python version is installed. From here on, we can invoke the new version of Python we installed just now by typing in Python 3.10. That should invoke the Python 3.10.5 version interpreter. We can also set an alias to this executable file, as remembering the version number every time to invoke Python is difficult. It's an optional step, but it can make our life easier. Let's set an alias name Python to this executable file Python 3.10. For that, type in alias space the alias name that you want, Python without any spaces equal to the name of the Python executable that you want to point it to, which is Python 3.10. That should be it. Now we can simply use this alias name Python space -- version. It fires up the same version of Python to which it points to. In this case, we have set it up to point to Python 3.10.5 version that we installed just now. And if we want to invoke the default version of Python, we can just type in Python 3.6 or just Python 3. We can also remove the Python software using apt package manager. We will go ahead and remove it so that we can reinstall it using the second method. But if you are not interested in learning about the second method, you may stop here and proceed with the next video. To remove Python, type in sudo space apt-get space remove Python 3.10. Enter Y to continue. And that should remove the Python from our system. Now, let's check out the second method of installing Python 3 on Ubuntu. This method is recommended if you want to set up Python on a secure and critical environment like a production server. In this method, we will download source files of Python from its official website python.org and we will compile them to build binaries. It's a relatively complicated and time-taking process as it involves more number of steps. But this way, we get to pick any Python version we want, including the most latest version. We also get to configure and tweak the build options with this method. Here, I have a brand new instance of Ubuntu 18.04. Let's fire up the terminal by using a keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Alt+T. I am logged in as a super user. Now, we will start by updating the local repositories list. We can do that by typing in sudo space apt space update. Type in your password when asked for it. It should take a minute or so to finish up. Next step is to install some prerequisite supporting softwares. These are actually a bunch of packages that we need to download and compile Python onto our system. We can install all of them in one go by typing in sudo space apt space install and the list of packages we want to install. I have noted them in a text file. So I'll just copy and paste them to avoid any typing errors. But you can find this command in the description of this video. Type in Y and hit enter key. Once it's finished, we can now download the source code of Python from its official website python.org. In here, in the home page of the website, click on Downloads and choose our operating system. From in here, we can pick any version we want. But generally for a production system, we should go with one of the stable releases. So let's pick one of the latest stable release, say Python 3.10.5. Source files are generally provided as compressed files. And we have a couple of options here. Let's go with the gzipped source tarball. We will download it using the terminal. So just right click on it and copy the link address. Switching back to the terminal, let's download it. While we can download and install it anywhere we want in the system, I will choose a safe directory to download our files. For the sake of demonstration, I will do it in the temp directory under the root directory. Type in cd root tmp. Now let's create a new subdirectory in this temp directory. Say mkdir python. Let's move into that new directory. In the Python directory, type in wget space and paste the link that we picked up from the website. A tarball.tgz file will be downloaded in the present working directory, which in this case is the root temp python directory. There you go. Now let's list out all the files. And we can see the downloaded file in the list. Now we need to extract this .tgz file. For that, type in tar space -xvf space and the full file name. That should unpack it. Now let's again list out all the items in the present working directory. In there, we will find a new directory with the name Python followed by the version number 3.10.5. Let's move into that directory by typing in cd and the name of the directory. Now at this point, there are a few things we will need to do to prepare our system for building Python. For that, in this directory, we can find a configure script. This script basically evaluates and prepares Python to install on our system. We can go ahead and start the configure script. To run the script, we can just type in configure. We will also add an option --enable -optimizations for optimizing the Python binary. It should speed up the code execution by 10 to 20%. Next, we will build Python using make command. This step can take several minutes. We will also add -j option to it just to speed up the compilation. It will also run a test suite to make sure everything is working properly on our system. After it's finished, type in the command sudo space make space alt install for installing the Python binaries. And this can also take up a while to finish up. Well, that is it. We have successfully installed Python 3.10.5 version in our system now. To verify the same, type in Python 3.10 space -- version. It should print out the full version number of Python that we installed just now. We will create an easy to remember alias name, say Python, so that we don't have to remember the version number every time we want to use it. For that, write alias space the alias name of our choice, Python, without any spaces, =, followed by the name of the executable file that we want to point it to, which is Python 3.10. That's it. From here on, we can just say Python space -- version, and it will be able to pick up our Python version. We can also see where it is installed by using the command which space and the name of the executable file. It's installed in this directory, and it is also set in the path environment variable. To check, type in echo space $path. There it is. And remember, we have not touched the default Python installation that came with the operating system pre-installed. To invoke the default Python interpreter, just type in Python 3. There you go. Python 3.6.9 is the default Python version that came with Ubuntu, and it is working. In this video, we have seen two most popular ways to install Python 3 on an Ubuntu desktop operating system. There are many other ways too. Later in the course, we will learn how to install other distributions of Python, and also how to manage multiple versions of Python by creating virtual environments. And also, please avoid to download softwares from random websites over the internet. Always prefer the official websites. That's all for now. See you in the next one. Your feedback will be enormously helpful in improvising the final shape of this course. So please subscribe to the Shifting Bytes channel and contribute any questions, comments or suggestions in the comment section below. Thank you.